Located 35 miles west of the best city in the world, aka Chicago, is a highly rated suburb by the name of Naperville. And you probably clicked on this video because you are considering on making a move here to Naperville, Illinois, and you're wondering what Naperville has to offer. And in today's video, I'm giving you guys the updated pros and cons of what it's like living here in Naperville, Illinois, and we're getting after it right now. Welcome back or welcome to the channel. My name is Brant and I make videos just like this about what's like living plain and everything else in between here in the Chicagoland area. So if you like these kind of videos, hit the subscribe button, and if you're considering making a move here to Naperville, Illinois, reach out because I'm a full-time realtor and my team and I have helped a ton of people relocate here to the area. But let's just get after it with pro number one when it comes to living here in Naperville, Illinois. And I talk about like every single video I've ever watched on my channel before, but this is basically a foodie channel. It's not what it's like living here playing in the Chicagoland area. It's actually a foodie channel, and what I have to talk about right now is the food, the drinks, and everything like that when it comes to living here in Naperville. Naperville has such a wide variety of food, drinks, and desserts, and I made a video about 3 weeks ago on what is coming here in Naperville, Illinois, and Gordon Ramsay's restaurant, the super famous, chef and everything like that, is bringing one of his restaurants here to downtown Naperville, and it's going to do so many cool things for town, and it's going to bring so many more people here to the town of Naperville as well. Naperville is truly a solid hub when it comes to Chicago suburbs for food and drinks and everything like that. You have everything from the fine dining to, just fast food restaurants and everything else kind of in between. My personal favorite for chicken wings is Crosstown. I've probably talked about it on a video in the past, but it's just right off Ogden. And I would say probably my favorite spot to grab a quick drink is actually Empire. And in the summer, I'll probably pop a picture up on the screen right now, but they have an incredible outdoor rooftop that is super cool. And, it has really good atmosphere for, if you're going there with friends, family, or, even just a little date or something like that. But yeah, definitely pro number one has to be the food with the diversity of everything. And, the wide variety that we have when it comes to living here in Naperville. And to the first con of when it comes to living here in Naperville is probably the weather. And truth be told, we've actually had an extremely mild winter here this winter so far. I mean, it really only got cold around the Christmas time. And right now, as I'm shooting this video in February, it's like 50 degrees. I mean, what I'm wearing right now, I just went outside with this and it's pretty awesome. But at the end of the day, it's the Chicagoland area. And, while weather is, a con for most, especially relocating here from a warm state, whether it be from work or something along that vicinity, it probably is a con for you that it's cold over here. And I just have to let you guys know, just to be prepared, a pro tip is that in the summer, go out and buy your jackets, your Patagonia, your North Face, anything like that. But there are some pros in the winter. And, it's just sitting by your fireplace if you have a fireplace in your home and drinking that nice hot cup of hot chocolate. It can, it's pretty fun for me. And I kind of probably put that pro actually in number one with the food. But yeah, the first con I had to talk about was definitely the weather here in Naperville, Illinois. Pro number two is the schools, and it's pretty much one of the questions I get asked about a ton when you guys call me, ask about what it's like living here in Naperville. And according to niche.com, they rank Naperville as the number one city for public schools in America. Honestly, whenever I read that from niche.com, it's probably one of the craziest things to me because I've grown up here my whole life in the Chicago western suburbs, and just knowing that the number one place for public schools here in America is Naperville, and it's literally in my back. I will say one thing though. I went to Glenmore South High School, which is in Glen Ellen, and all the Naperville schools, the high schools and everything like that, they have a large population of students there. They have about 3,000 kids per high school, and depending where you live in Naperville, you're either going to District 203 or District 204, and there's a little pocket Naperville as well that actually takes you to District 200 schools, which are Wheaton schools, but a lot of people actually don't know that. They're actually building these new builds on Naper Common and Naper Boulevard, where majority of the homes there go to District 200 as well. So if you're looking to make a move to Wheaton and you want to live in Naperville, you can kind of have the best of both worlds over there. Well, when it comes to Naperville 203, you have Naperville North and Naperville Central High School, which are your older high schools in terms of when they were built and when students were going there. And District 204, you have Neuqua Valley, Waubonsee, and Matea Valley as well. I'll pop up on the screen right now some fast stats, and you can see for District 203 that there are about 23 schools in district with a 16:1 student-teacher ratio, which is pretty awesome, and just shy of under 17,000 students and more. And when it comes to District 204, I'll pop something on the screen right now as well. You have 33 total schools in the district, just under 27.5 thousand students and then more. And one thing I will say is that if you are relocating to the area, and like I said, there's a ton of different schools in 204 as well as 203, over 50 to say the least, reach out because if schools are important to you and you're trying to get into a certain school, whether it be elementary or middle school, let me know. I can work on a home search for you and put you in the boundaries that, could fulfill what you are, looking for in the next chapter of your life when it comes to living here in Naperville, Illinois. But yeah, pro number 2, had to bring it up, is schools. Naperville has a great school system here according to niche.com and everything like that. But yep, pro number 2, schools. Con number 2 is that living here in Naperville is pretty pricey when you compare to the rest of the Chicagoland area. I'm actually gonna pop something on the screen right now that ranks, the U.S. just in general of terms of living based off 100, and you see we have Naperville here at a 121.8. And with utilities being under 100 for Naperville, Illinois, with the U.S. average being 100, I think it's pretty interesting because I feel like my gas bill is kind of insane right now, but I will kind of say the same thing in the Chicagoland area that their gas bills have went up. But, the big thing that brings that price of Naperville above that 100 threshold compared to the U.S. is housing. The average sales price here in Naperville for a home is around $433,000. And another thing that I want to point out, especially if you're relocating here to Naperville and you're looking to purchase a home, is that I usually like to point out property taxes. Property taxes are pretty high here, for a $433,000 house. You're probably looking at, property taxes just under $10,000 a year. It truly depends where you're living, unincorporated area, size of your home. The list can go on and on and on. But, at the end of the day, taxes are something we can't avoid, or Uncle Sam's probably could go knocking on your door. But, a nice thing as well is that when you pull the taxes on DuPage County or whatever county that you're living here in Naperville, is that you can pull up kind of the pie chart of where those property taxes are going. And if you look at it, a lot of the property taxes that you're paying are going towards the schools as well. So, I got to bring it up. Con number 2 is that it's pretty pricey here to live in Naperville, but Naperville has so many great things to offer that, the pros outweigh the cons. Pro number 3 when it comes to living here in Naperville is the downtown area, and what I believe attracts a ton of people here to the area, and it's probably my personal favorite when it comes to Naperville, Illinois. For all the restaurants, activities, bars, and everything else in between, Naperville is a great option, especially if you want to do something fun in the evenings or during the day and not go to downtown Chicago. But the nice thing about it is that there are trains around here in Naperville, making it an easy commute to get to the city of Chicago. There's this grilled cheese place that my nephews love going called Everdean's. I'll probably pop something up on the screen right now, but they have incredible grilled cheese sandwiches, like a lot of different kinds, and they also like going to Jenny's ice cream a lot. But there are multiple different ice cream spots here in downtown Naperville, like Cookie Dough's Creation. They have the JoJo Shake Bar, and there's a few other places as well, like Cold Stone. But they have a wide variety of things to do here in Naperville. There's a lot of events that go on all the time here as well. And, you have North Central College here in the heart of downtown Naperville as well, with some incredible real estate with historic homes. And, a lot of people like looking at that downtown Naperville area when it comes to relocating because they love being in that close walking proximity to the downtown area. And one more thing I got to mention about downtown Naperville is actually the infamous riverwalk here in the heart of downtown Naperville, and it's probably the crown jewel of Naperville as well. And if you're here, walking around the weekends, you'll always see people walking along the riverwalk. People are hanging out, eating their lunch, or, just hanging out with friends. And you'll see a lot of times high school, pictures and even wedding pictures, and photographers are always there taking pictures of people as well. And I could probably talk about downtown Naperville for a whole video, but I'm not going to in this one because this is the pros and cons of what it's like living here in Naperville. But this is a shameless plug for you to subscribe to see when I drop that full-on video walkthrough of downtown Naperville and talk everything from the restaurants to things to do and everything just like that. But that was definitely the next pro. It was, downtown Naperville here in Naperville, Illinois. And I want to throw another pro at you guys and not a con, but a lot of people are probably going to disagree with me because it's not downtown Chicago. But, living here in Naperville is that you can kind of enjoy the best of both worlds and having the suburbs and still being in close proximity to downtown Chicago. Like I said just before in the pros, that there's 2 train stations here and the commute isn't that bad. You have a train station right on Ogden or just south of Ogden, close to downtown Naperville, and you have another train station on Route 59. You're also surrounded by so many great suburbs, with the location of Naperville that boasts, like Glen Ellen, Wheaton, Lisle, Aurora. Downers Grove is not too far to the east, about 20-minute drive, but it truly just depends where you live in Naperville because Naperville is such a large city as well. If you're looking to drive to the city, you're about a 45-minute, drive to the city of Chicago, depending on what portion of Naperville you live. And a lot of people that reach out to me about relocating here to, Naperville or the surrounding suburbs, a lot of these people have jobs in the city of Chicago, but choose and opt to live in, the slower pace suburb. But they understand you can kind of enjoy the best of both worlds, especially if you're only going into work, 2 to 3 times a month. And at the end of the day, when it comes to, considering making a move here in Naperville, I always recommend to people that call me is that come out here for a week. If you're coming out here for a weekend, let me know ahead of time because I'd love to grab a drink with you or grab lunch with you. And if you enjoyed this video about the pros and cons of living in Naperville, or you live in Naperville right now, drop a comment on, what I missed on this video. Obviously, there's a lot more things when it comes to pros and cons. If you enjoy content just like this about living, playing, and everything else in between here in the Chicagoland area, hit the subscribe button, drop a like, leave a comment because it tells YouTube I'm doing a good job at making this video kind of thing. If you're considering making a move here to Naperville or in a surrounding suburb, whether it be next week or next year, my team and I'd be absolutely honored to help you guys out. Call, text, shoot me an email. All my information is down below in the description. Watch one of these videos up here. Let me know what you guys want to see next, and I will see you guys on the next video.